Well, this is up to you to decide. You need to now, and I think you should be able to work this out. It's very tough, and my opponent didn't see it. So you can see if you can prove I want a leg treasure cost. Or again, you need to now, I'll give you a clue, there's a move here. You need to look at moves that give you time, that create threats. You need to attack. There's no way you can defend it. If you go king g8, I still go bishop g7. You can't defend it. You must attack here. Use the process of elimination. Look at each of the moves one by one. If you look at, you have to look at your opponent's best responses, of course, because never assume your opponent. This is a major mistake. Always assume your opponent's going to play the best move. Always, always. And there's only one move here that turn the game from being a lost game for black into a winning game for black. And, well, it's an idea. You can play it slightly move order, but what is that idea? Look at all those moves that maybe open up lines, save you a tempo, and try to get into the position. And good luck, this is a tough one. Probably my toughest ones for the whole course. Pause the video. Ready? In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause it now. And of course, well, let's have a look at one by one. So we'll use the process of elimination. B3. This president's checkmate. What can I do here? Well, I've only got one move. It's clear to see that if I don't play A3 here, I'm losing. If I take on B3, well, there's no way I can stop checkmate on A2, so I have to play A3 here. And then what you should have done for this position, calculated the possibilities that black has. Let's say, for example, C3. Well, here, I just go bishop G7, and white's winning. For example, you can go C2 check, king to A1. You can even take a rook here, I can take back. You can even go queen takes A3, but you should have calculated in this line, black doesn't have a win. Black is completely lost here, because at some point you can run out of ideas under checkmate with my queen. You should have seen that. So basically, this idea of D3, followed by C3, if you went for it, I think you're lacking, you didn't, not patient enough, and you didn't see enough. I think you played this on a win. You can't do this in chess, you can't play things on a win. If you can't see the end of it, don't play it. Discontinue it. If you can't work it out, don't play it. Look at other options, eliminate it. This is not the move. Well, there is actually a move here. Sorry, there is a move here, so C3, we'll come to that in a second. Now, if you eliminate B3, what about, for example, C3? Let's look at C3. Well, again, I don't get the sense, so let's go bishop G7. And, okay, if you go A2 check, I'll probably just go king A1. We're going to run out of checks again. I'm going to checkmate you in the same way, so we can eliminate that from my calculation. What about something a bit more sensible, maybe like knight takes F2? Trying to just come through here. Well, again, after bishop G7, you haven't stopped my friend. You don't have a good move there. You don't have a good solution there. You can't take my rook, you have no checks. Checkmate's the most important thing. Not winning material here, you don't have time, so you must eliminate that. So black's getting pretty desperate here. So you need to find something even more radical than any of these moves. And there is a radical move that my opponent showed me the next day. He came up to me before the game, and if you found this move, congratulations. Knight to E1, an astonishing move that Shishnikov missed, that turns the table to me. Why should this work? Well, again, this is amazing vision for stories, but maybe sometimes you find these moves through desperation. After I get shot opponents who said, once you analyse and gone through all the likely things that may have happened in life, you must therefore start considering the unlikely, the unexpected. So, this is shot opponents, basically, look at all the logical things first, look at all the reasons that are most likely, if this will know normally, and if you basically, after looking at all the logical things, still can't work out the answer, then you've got to look outside the box, and this is the case here. Look, we've looked at all the logical moves, you've got to get desperate. And this move has the idea of gaining a very important tempo on the d-file. I can't now play bishop g7, and in this position, if I play, for example, let's say I take the knight, what is the point? Let's say I go rook takes knight. Well now, after you go d3, we've got rid of the knight on d3, and this allows an important idea. I have to go a3 again, I can't allow the queen in, and after a3, you can now see the point of removing the knight from d3, you have to move c3. And this move forces checkmate for black. The queen can come into that important square that's covered by the knight before, and there's no way that this can be stopped. I can come in with the queen, and pawn takes here, and now it is white who is getting checkmated. Pause it, and if you don't trust me, I'm going to just check into anything. And then, therefore, if you saw this knight d1 move, what should you do before you play it? Oh, hang on, I see the knight, I'm getting desperate. Before I play that move, you need to consider all of white's other options. So let's do that now. I'm going to go through I'm going to let you do that now. So look at knight d1, look at all those possibilities, and then you'll come to the conclusion whether it's, you should, well, I told you, but I want you to work it out now as well. It will improve the way you should calculate it. And this is a major point of chess. Pause again. Well, knight to e1, the other possibilities here, let's go through them. Let's say white goes rook takes rook. Well, naturally here, I'm going to keep, I have to keep pressing things, because I'm one tempo away from losing. If I give white one tempo, play bishop g7, queen g6, game over. This presses mate, and if rook takes e1 here, well, it's the same as before, b3, pressing mate, and now after a3, c3 again. And again, there's no good way of stopping the queen into d3, so if we go back, we can eliminate that one. Look how process of elimination is working in this position. After knight e1, we've eliminated two moves now, and you've got to keep track of this drawing calculation. You've eliminated rook on d6, rook takes d8. So what about maybe rook on g takes e1? Let's have a look at this. Well, again, b3, a3, what is the move here again? It's c3 again. And the reason this works now is, let's say bishop g7, hopefully you saw this, is that after c2 check, well, the king can't go to a1, because if you go king to a1 in this position, it's going to be checkmate back rank here, so you have to go king to c1, and now hopefully you can see the reason why. Again, every move's got to be a check for black. If it's not a check, you get mated. So I'll leave you with that one, but checkmate between moves here, with black's play, every move check, and this is the kind of thing that you have to do, and by thinking of this, in this way, you can become a so much better, brilliant player, and this is just one example of that. My opponent and me both missed this move, but again, it's thinking here. The game ended, by the way, ended with knight takes f2, but after bishop g7 or a5. I think I played a5 here, they're both winning. I played a5 the same way. I won the game against got a couple of moves later. But what you've got to think is, you've got to think threat level. In certain games, in certain situations, things are going to be so intense, you're either got an immediate win, therefore, in those situations, you've got to calculate everything. If you're in a win or die situation like this, you may have to think outside the box, but you've got to use this process of elimination. You build up finding the right moves on your experience and these tips I've given in the other chapters. Everything comes together there. You've got to look for the things in the position, you've got to put it together, and you've got to practice. If you do this, you'll basically become a much better player. So I kind of hope by using these examples, I've shown you the way you should be thinking. Now go away and try to find some examples yourself. There's so much material out there. Start thinking in the right way. Not in a lazy way, because it's not for lazy people. In a game, you can't be lazy when you lose. You've got to think in the right way. If you do that, you're going to get better and better. This is probably one of the most important things in chess to master, calculation. And this is something, if anything, you don't have a lot of time, concentrate on this. Concentrate on calculation. You'll see the results immediately. Thanks for the chapter. Bye.